In this video, we're going to be looking at device usage and device support. If we right click and we say configure and we go to our CD or hardware, we'll notice that your virtual machine has support for your CPU, your memory, your video, your floppy if you have one. I'm not sure you have one. CD and DVD-ROM. Now make sure that if you want to use the CD drive in your virtual machine that you have the CD DVD-ROM connected. If you have multiple disks, hard disks or floppy or CD disks, you can go ahead and add under this plus sign, but this can only be done once the virtual machine is shut down. Most of the configurations can be done when the virtual machine is shut down. So we have the disk in there. I'm going to eject the CD-ROM here. And what I might want to do is go ahead and find one of my blank disks, if I can find it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and insert a blank CD just so I can show you the support for burning CDs. Now if you install Windows, let's go in full screen mode here. If you want to install software, the first thing is, yes, you can install software that's for Windows on your Windows operating system. If you're in full screen mode, you will quickly be, after a while of being in full screen mode, you're going to realize or forget that you're using a Mac if you're using Parallels Desktop on your Mac. Because that's just how good it is. You have support for all of your devices. You have support for all of the software for whatever operating system that you're using in your virtual machine. We have here a blank CD. We open it up. And this is a CD that I just inserted. It's being recognized in my virtual machine since I'm currently using it. If you get out of full screen mode and you click out of the virtual machine and you insert a disk in here, then your Mac will automatically recognize it. However, if you insert some devices like, I don't know, microphones or printers or any other type of device that you want, and you're not using the virtual machine, Parallels will ask you if you want to use that device in either your Mac or your virtual machine, giving you options. And so it's so easy to use your devices. We have here a floppy. You don't need to be too concerned about that. This is pretty much coming off Parallels because this is one of the essential components for it, the CD drive. And this CD drive mimics your actual CD drive. So if you have a DVD burner on your actual computer, then you have a DVD burner on your Windows XP. You have your shared documents here. We looked at sharing in the last video. And here we have hard disks. These devices are considered network drives. When you want to use a device exclusively for Windows, such as hard disks, you may go ahead and go to devices, USB, and you can insert your hardware. You may have printers, you may have external hard disks, you may have webcams, Bluetooth, internal keyboard. These are built-in devices that we have currently. You can go ahead and insert any type of USB based device or any FireWire devices or any device that you want. You can use if you have it on your computer physically, then you have it in your virtual machine. Now, support. Can your Windows operating system support any of the devices from Windows? Yes. You have to understand that we're running a virtual machine, and so your Windows operating system thinks that it's running on real hardware and therefore is still compatible with all the hardware that you might have for it. The only limitations that you have is the limitations that's on your Mac. So if you want to connect an HDMI cable or something like that, if you don't have it on your Mac, then you're not going to have it in your virtual machine. So that's the only limitations there. If it's not on your actual computer, then you won't have access to it in your virtual machine because you can't connect it. And so support for your virtual machine for other devices is only limited to your actual computer. But if you want to use certain devices that's not for Mac but is for Windows or is for Linux or is for Solaris or Unix, then yes, you can go ahead and use it onto your virtual machine, whether it's USB or FireWire or SD card if you have a newer model of the MacBook Pro and so forth. So go ahead and use any of the compatible devices for your Windows operating system. Yes, you can use it, as well as install software for Windows only computers, PCs. And so that's it for this video. We just wanted to discuss the compatibility for Windows and its devices. So basically, you have support for USB, you have support for your sound card, you have support for your video network, CD, floppy, share folders, and all that good stuff. And like I said, you're only limited to what you don't have on your actual computer. That's it for this video. And in the next video, we'll be looking at importing virtual machines from VMware. So if you have a VMware Fusion or VMware Workstation virtual machine, you can go ahead and import that and copy it into Parallels Desktop and create new virtual machines that way.